Greetings, and welcome to the world premiere Word on the Streets. We're live every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't miss out. After a week full of noise, confusion, and constant distractions, this is the show that cuts through the clutter. It's the hour of the week where real talk meets real truth. We bring conversations that challenge the status quo and stir something deeper in the soul. This isn't just commentary, it's clarity, purpose, and elevation. When you tune in, you're not just watching, you're waking up. A place where common sense still matters and lives. So ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake, this is the world premiere Word on the Streets. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your hearts and hands together for the man who discovered his purpose and lives it loud, Larry Extraordinaire Moten, and the motivator born to ignite minds and shift atmospheres, the amazing Keith Fletcher, and the man who brings clarity to the chaos with the voice of reason you can't ignore, the one and only Mr. Vincent Craig. Make no mistake, there is no word without our host. Welcome to the movement, welcome to the message, welcome to the world premiere, Word on the Street.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. Welcome back to the world premiere Word on the Show. And you all heard the man. You all heard what he said. The man who ignites. The man with the motivation, the man with the spirit. Friends, put your heart and hands together for the one and only, the amazing Mr. Fletcher.
What's going on? What's going on, Extraordinaire? What's going on, Pete? What's going on?
What's going on, my brother?
Man, we here. It's Thursday. It's our night, baby. 7:30, man.
It's our night.
We out here in these streets, man. We out in these streets. What's going on, Extraordinaire?
Man, it's so good to be back. So good to see you. So good to be a part of this networking platform.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It sure is. It's great to be part of it. Great to be doing what we're doing, what we love to do, man. So, hey, you can't beat this, man. You can't beat this.
You really can't. You really can't. And for folks who out there, your first time, welcome to the show, friends. We do this thing every Thursday at 7:30 Central Standard Time every Thursday. And Fletcher and I, we love to come on and share with you all our life experience. But even one up, we like to give you some encouragement and some nuggets to help you throughout your days, your week, and on your leg up in life. So here we are, folks. Good to see you, brother. Talk to us.
Man, I'm glad. I'm glad to be here, man. The Most High blessed us to be here. You know, we already do be, do, and have, man. And so I'm being becoming. You know, that's what we talking about, being becoming. So I'm here to grow. And I'm growing every time we get on here. As you grow on here, I grow, Extraordinaire grow. You know what I'm saying? We becoming something better. That's what it's about, man. I enjoy doing something. You know, just in having passion, you know, and enjoy doing this, man. That's what it's about. It's not being forced to do it. It feels good to get on here and really be a part of change. So that's what it's about for me, Extraordinaire.
You're absolutely right, my brother. And you mentioned what we're going to be chopping it up tonight, the art of becoming. And before we dive into it, friends, we like to send a loving shout out.
Yes.
A happy birthday to Ladiana.
Yes,
Happy
sir.
birthday to you, young lady. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Enjoy your day.
And in case y'all don't know it, Fletcher could tell you a little bit more about Ladiana more than I can. Why don't you tell the community who she is, Fletcher?
Well, that's my firstborn, my loving daughter. You know what I'm saying? That's who he is. I'm proud of her. You know what I'm saying? And I have my first grandbaby, so that's my daughter, man. I want to just say happy birthday to her. It is her special day, and I hope she enjoying her day. She out there in Louisiana with her mother, you know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing right there. So, man, she out there helping and supporting her mother on her birthday. So happy birthday to you.
Yeah. We got to express that kind of love, folks, because after all, isn't this what we're all about? We're like an ivory plant. We just grow and grow and grow and grow. And the best way to grow, last time I checked, was spread more love. I'm talking about real love, not just the song, Real Love. That's a good song, but I'm talking about real, genuine love, folks. Anyway, brothers and sisters, we're glad to be here, and we're going to chop it up talking about becoming. You all notice we missing a golden link with us tonight. Kevin Craig has some previous engagement obligations, so he will not be with us tonight. But his spirit is present, friends. So don't touch that dial. Don't turn us off. Don't go some other place because he isn't here. Because I promise you, I got Keith Fletcher. So you all know it's gonna go down no matter what. Ain't that right, Fletcher?
We're gonna go down and get one of them yet. Yeah. So we're gonna, we're gonna miss Vince. We're gonna miss Vince, but like I said, the show must go on. The show must go on.
Yeah, the show must go on.
And
Oh man.
both of us do a lot of talking, so we got we
Yeah.
both do.
Yeah, yes. That's definitely is the truth. But we're gonna move on, folks. So we want to talk about this thing becoming. I'm opening up a little bit, and we're just gonna go into it like we always do. Once we get started, once we put the key in the ignition, our foot hit the accelerator, and then it almost non-stop. We just drive, friends. So hold on by the seat of your pants. We're about to get down. The art of becoming. Now, one of the things I want to express to everyone out there as we get started is that you don't have to wait until you get in where you want to go. In other words, I know all of us have this imaginary imagery of who we supposed to be like, what we supposed to be like, where we supposed to live, what kind of car we will be driving, what kind of home we would have, what lifestyle we'll be living. We all have that imaginary imagery in our head. I get you. I really do, friends. I get you. I got you. But I'm asking you, we're asking you not to hold your breath until you get there. You see, this thing called the art of becoming is that along life way, you are becoming that which you strive to be and strive for. Because if you don't do the nuts and bolts and the things to capture that image in your mind, you may not ever get that image. So it's very important that you use the tools in the toolbox. You use the material you have. You create the person you desire to be day by day, action by action. Trying something that didn't work out, you try it again, you fine tune it. You got to fix that's working, but then this other thing not quite. It's kind of tilting to the left, and it need to be tilting more to the right. When you work on that too, it's a work in progress. The art of becoming is not the art of became. It's the art of becoming. Take it from there, my brother.
Now, I like to tell stories, but my opinion, the art of becoming, I talk about, I didn't know what I wanted to become. I didn't even know what the art of becoming, you know what I'm saying? That I can become something, you know what I'm saying? The environment that I knew, that's what I knew. So becoming something different, I, I didn't know. So, I say all the time when I met somebody, a lot of people that came out of my life and they filled my cup, helped me become something that I didn't even see. I remember this lady when I used to work at the job. I'm from Louisiana, man. I got and I got better in my slang, but I'm from Louisiana. I had a different way of speaking. But I remember I never did a customer service job, and I was coming out the military, and I started a job at the time was service and IT work, doing networking work, but with service with it too. And they would do calls. They would evaluate your calls, and you would get rated on the calls, and I would fail the calls every time. I'm talking about, and I'm saying, oh, they hating on me. You know, the word would hate, but they lying, man. They don't like me. You know, or it must be somebody racist. I was always angry at that time, blaming somebody else. But anyway, and I'm angry one day, and this lady, she was a supervisor. She was somebody else supervisor, and she's like, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "Man, something's wrong. They keep failing me, man. Somebody don't like me again. I'm that victim blaming everybody." She say, "Well, why would you think somebody will just do that, just pick you and start failing you just on purpose?" I don't know. I don't know because I'm doing everything like it's supposed to be done. So she said, "Okay, well, let's do this. I'm gonna do this with you." She said, "Let's go every call, but we're gonna do the call on your lunch when you're off of work. Is out, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying off on lunch and off of work." She said, "Well, if you want to get better, that's the only way you're gonna do it." I said, "Well, okay." So we sit down and she went over every call, man, I tell a story there when I first got on this, I hated hearing myself speak, and that's the reason story there. I didn't like hearing myself because when I heard myself, it was awful. It was awful, and I'm listening to her. So, but I'm telling her, listen, that's just how I talk. I can't change how I talk. She said, "What you mean? Yes, you can." I say, "How can I change who I am? This is how I talk. This is what I mean." She said, "You don't have no compassion when you speak it. You don't have to speak it that way. Listen to your tone. This is when they changed. They told you what was going on, and you just, oh, you got to the point. You didn't pause. You wasn't listening. You were talking over. Those are things that's causing you to fail." She said, "We're going to go every call. We're going to correct every call, and then we're going to do it again. I'm going to do a call with you back." So we did that for about a week. After I was done, I started passing every call. See, the art of becoming is humbling yourself sometimes too. There's different ways to be becoming growing. I didn't even know that I can become. Even when you don't know, is an option somebody can help you. Not even knowing. You know, we always talk about, oh, to go in the future, write the vision, do this and change. But sometimes it's things that you can't control somebody can come and fill your cup up to help you become better, become greater, become that person that you need to be in the future. And that's one of my things. She came, she made me a better, even to the point that I'm now, I'm communicating with you. Even the other jobs, that opened the door for me to go work for other jobs, to make more money, to more things. But it started right there with that lady taking passion and me humbling myself, not doing my work. I wouldn't get paid nothing, but I got paid so much taking that time out, sacrificing my time to sit down with her. She's taking the time out too, but she was off too, to pour into me, which I became greater because of it. That's the art of becoming. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, that's such a beautiful, beautiful illustration about coming to the awareness of listening to others, taking the time to get out of your way. Get out of your way, friends. We have to sometimes get out of our way
Yes,
to actually hear what the other person is saying. The art of becoming is like I often think of it like a rose that's blooming. It haven't bloomed just yet for several reasons. And as Fletcher just illustrated, his rose hadn't quite bloomed as hard as he was trying, but he had to have compassion to the person that was speaking to him. And the art of becoming, the art of this rose blooming, in another case and scenario, is that you can't fully bloom yourself if you're comparing yourself to someone else. You wanted to be who you want to be, but you only want to be that because so and so to your left got this going on, and so to your right got that going on. So oftentimes, when we're not careful, more often than not, we find ourselves comparing ourselves to others. And you can't fully, truly become who you were born to be if you're living a life of comparing yourself. Not compare. Yeah, comparative is good, can be good, and can be healthy, but it's not good and healthy if your reason or sinister reason you want to compare yourself because I want to outdo the person to my left and I want to outshine the person to my right. Why? Because they got that and they have that. Wrong reason. Why not want to just be the best version you can be, irregardless of how well the person to your left is doing or the person to your right is doing? Why not entertain being the best version, the best person you were born to be? Let's work on that, being at your best. We're talking about the art of becoming. Now, if this conversation is resonating with you, friends, that's right. Make sure you subscribe, click like, share our link with a friend. Let them know world premiere Word on the Street is on right now. And they come on every Thursday at 7:30 Central Standard Time. And we talk about topics like this every week. So you don't have to miss any of it and you can take notes and improve yourself. Go ahead on, my friend.
And like I said, the art become. It doesn't mean I gave that scenario. That was a good moment, but sometimes the becoming it could be a tragedy. Sometimes it can be competition. Mike, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, they became great because of the competition of each other. You know what I'm saying? Becoming meeting each other. Michael Jordan losing to the Pistons over. You know what I'm saying? It could be
That's
times that
right.
it make you become
That's
a great.
right.
So the art of
Right.
becoming it can be so many different things. Are you
That's
ready for the
right.
challenge? Are you willing to meet the challenge? Are you willing? What you ready to become? You ready to be uncomfortable? It ain't gonna be all some
Mhm.
comfortable time. Like I say, I had to do that time on my off time, not getting paid. What do I? Oh, I could have said, well, I got to go with my family. I got this to do, and I never would have grew. I never would have got better. Like you hear Kobe Bryant in the gym, when everybody was gone, he was still shooting. He had to miss his time. He was missing everybody partying. You know what I'm saying? So becoming is not always the moment that you might not see it at the beginning. You might not see the flash at the beginning, but later on you learn by and by, and you look back and say, man, I see it now. But while you in that storm, while you in that happening, while you in that moment, you don't see that you going. You know what I'm saying? Like when you see that when you plant a seed, the seed started growing under the ground before it come up. You don't get to see what's going under the ground. And that's what we mean by the art of becoming. Everybody ain't gonna see it. You
Yeah.
don't see it. But go ahead, Extraordinary.
Yo, man, that's wonderful, man. Man. When you start talking, it just reveals so much that it's in your spirit that you want to say, and so I get passionately stirred up like that. It doesn't mean for you to stop
No,
talking
no,
because I'm
no,
enjoying it so much.
no. Hey, we dialogue. You speak, we like I said, and I like I say, sometimes you can talk and you be hearing, and I don't want you to miss your end, your moments right there too. So,
Yeah, right, exactly.
again,
That's just the way it is for us, friends.
yeah,
And the fact, what I wanted to say, see, I'm having just that quick. It can come and go just that quick too when you're
yeah,
in the
I
moment.
know.
When you're in the moment. But the thing is, if I can get back to my thought, is that you have to be willing when you're becoming. You have to be willing to be embarrassed. You see, you have to really be willing because you will, when you are becoming, you will have embarrassing moments. When I started creating journals, Fletcher, I look back at my beginning stage, I look at those things, and man, I'm embarrassed to what I do now. But what I do now, I would have never got to where what I'm doing now if I didn't start where I was. You see, it's a process. And Our concern here on this platform is that too many of us don't want to be uncomfortable. We don't want to go through the process of being talked about negatively. We don't want to endure any bad reviews. Everybody want a pat on the back. Everybody want that a boy, that a girl. We all love that. We all like that. But sometimes you have to go through the process in order to get better at things. I love the illustration when you talked about Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, I don't know if you all remember, for the ones who live in the day, but if you will dial back maybe 15 years ago, Kobe Bryant was known for throwing bricks up. He was known for missing a lot of shots, friends, and he would shoot a lot. In fact, he was talked about poorly in real time. He was, I don't know, Fletcher, I don't know if you remember that,
Well,
but
I remember,
he,
yeah.
he was talked about poorly in real time. But he kept shooting. He kept throwing up bricks, and he kept on and he kept on and he kept. And eventually, he got to be as good as Michael Jordan. Ain't nobody laughing at Kobe Bryant now. And that's the same thing with the top 3%. Those top 1 to 3% people, those are the ones who don't mind being embarrassed for a season because they know this thing is a process. See, Fletcher and I, when we started out together, man, when Fletcher talk about him talking and not like hearing himself, friends, it's torture to hear yourself when you are trying to speak live and passionate about things, and you go back, you think you hit it, and you go back and you hear yourself, and even worse, you go back a year later and you play some of your stuff, and you almost could just crawl underneath a table. But that's part of the process. That's part of the process. So you have to be willing, friends. I know in the beginning I talked about this imaginary image you saw yourself in your mind's eye. And I truly believe if you see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand, you can have it. But in order to have it, it comes with it comes with a list, a list of things that has to be checked along the way. Go ahead on, brother.
Now, we talk about great things. One another people talk about men extraordinary like, and some people might not like him now, but T.D. Jakes. T.D. Jakes, where they say they told him he was going to be no preacher. He couldn't speak. Look at him now. And men extraordinary, we listen to
Yeah.
him and say the things he be saying, man. He be like,
And how he say it.
wow. You know what I'm saying? So, but before when he started, man, they were like, yo, no, you can't be no preacher. You're not going to be this. But it took, like I said, all that to keep working at it, to keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? Even walking that journey, you thinking when you want to say you want to be something in your life and you go forward and it doesn't happen, but it takes you on another journey, you still are becoming. You still are, but if you ain't being in the moment, I don't think you're gonna be becoming. You gotta be, you know what I'm saying, in that moment to become. You gotta be a part of the moment. You gotta be a part of the thing journey when it comes. So that means you got to humble yourself and say and keep going through it. You know. Again, I like telling stories. I remember a couple that I met. Well, the couple that I met, we still friends to the day, and we talk about that. I remember when I first saw them. I was going. I was married. I'm older than them, but my marriage was going down the tube. But I'm watching them, and I remember the guy and his wife. His wife, nice, real nice shape, beautiful lady. I'm talking about real nice looking. And we was at the pool. We were doing at the water park, and she came up in a two-piece bathing suit. I'm talking about fitment. My guys, I got about 5 guys with me extraordinary. They like wolves, mouth hanging. I'm talking about looking. Now they looking at the wife, but I'm looking at the husband because I'm looking like, yeah, he about to lose his mind. You know what I'm saying? He
Hmm.
paid no mind to him. He didn't mind. He came up, dapped everybody up, shook everybody's hand, and then she coming up, she hugging everybody. He still ain't get mad. And I'm just watching him like, man, what is up with this dude? You know what I'm saying? I remember we started playing volleyball. She jumping in the sand, messing up. He getting mad. And I mess with him now about that. He like, come on, man, come on. She in the dirt, my guy's picking her up. Hold, let me help you. Let me help you. You know, like
Hmm.
I'm bothered by that. And I wanted, man, he did to me, like you said, extraordinaire, he wasn't wearing no mask. He had no worries in the world. And man, to this day, me and him are friends. And I tell him that I say, man, I knew, and they've been married since then. That was 30 some years ago, and they still married. But when I got divorced and I met my wife now, they lived in another state. I told him we went out to stay a week with him, and I stayed at me and my wife were dating at the time. And I told her after we stayed, I said, you see them, how they are, how their relationship is. This is the type of marriage I want right here. This is the type of way I stayed there the whole week, and I said that this is what I want right here. You see how they are? Even when they mad, you can't even tell they mad. I've been around them long enough. I'm telling her. I remember one day they was mad at each other. My wife, I said, you know, they argue. She said, what? I said, you can't even tell. I said, that's how I want it right there, baby. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And to this day they married, and like I said, that changed me right there. See, you see things that can help you become, that can help you grow. But
Yes, sir.
your vision to see things that way. I saw it and I was so blown away with it because I never seen anything like that before, extraordinaire. And it moved me. You know what I'm saying? And it helped me. Again, another somebody filling my cup up. Somebody giving something to my cup, giving to me.
Folks, if you are just tuning in, this is the world premiere Word on the Streets. And we're talking about the art of becoming.
Travel the world but stay connected to yours. Introducing the GlocalMe Newman Air 5G mobile hotspot. Experience lightning-fast internet at speeds up to 2.5 gigabits per second. That's 15 times faster than 4G stream, download, and connect without a single lag wherever you are. Thanks to patented cloud SIM technology, no SIM card is needed. It intelligently finds the best network across 200-plus countries, connecting up to 16 devices simultaneously. Work, share, and stay close, effortlessly. And with its long-lasting 5,400 mAh battery, you get up to 11 hours of 5G power, even doubling as a handy power bank for your other devices. From bustling cities to remote escapes, your connection never fades. Flexible data plans mean you only pay for what you need, by the day, month, region, or GB. Get global freedom, without the roaming fees or contracts.
The GlocalMe Numenair 5G mobile hotspot is now available.
Looking for something extra to keep you going during the week? We've got you covered. Catch Extra's latest video on YouTube, 5 Ways to Rise When Life Doesn't Go As Planned, or check out the amazing Keith Fletcher's powerful Facebook message. The best person to take care of the old you is the young you. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. Now let's get back to our main show, The Art of Becoming.
Have you ever felt caught between the person you are and the person you're becoming? That space in between can feel messy, uncertain, even lonely. But hear me clearly. You are not behind. You are becoming. Becoming doesn't mean rushing to arrive. It means learning to honor who you are right now. Flawed, growing, and still worthy. You don't have to erase your past to evolve. Every version of you brought you here. That matters. This journey isn't about fixing what's broken. It's about unfolding what's true. It's about grace in the gray areas, peace in the process, and growth that doesn't always need to be seen to be sacred. You won't always have clarity. You won't always feel strong. But if you keep showing up, even quietly, even imperfectly, you're doing it. You're becoming who you were always called to be. So take a breath. Let go of the pressure to have it all figured out. Because the real transformation happens not in the arrival, but in the alignment. You are not a mistake. You are not late. You are becoming. And that is enough.
And that is the key, friends. That is the key, is to keep showing up.
Yeah.
Because becoming is a process. And Fletcher and I, we've been sharing with you that there are many different forms of becoming. But one thing for certain, you got to show up. You got to show up to the dance. You got to show up. You got to show up. You got to show up even when you're uncertain. You have to show up. You have to show up even when you are afraid. I mean, you are afraid and you feel in your heart and in your spirit, your knees shaking that they're gonna laugh at me. Everybody here are where they belong, but I'm out of place. I'm uncomfortable. Show up. Show up. Show up when you're afraid. Show up when you think you know. Show up when you don't know. Just show up. That is the art of becoming. You will never become if you allow fear to keep you from moving forward. The I don't know what may happen. No, but you would never find out if you don't go through it. You are responsible to show up and find out your destiny. You are responsible. We all been handed a personal mandate, and that is to fulfill your personal destiny. We all have a destiny. We all been given a purpose. What's your purpose? Is fear keeping you from your purpose? Fear keeping you in jail, in prison? Fear keeping you not knowing? Don't want to find out because the pressure, the fear. Show up, friends. Show up when you don't feel like it. Show up when it seems like everything and everyone are against you. Show up. The art of becoming. You need to show up. Going on, Fletcher.
Man, we can just slow this out right now to show up right now. That version than what you just said, yeah. I just think, like I said, the clarity, man. You won't know. You know what I'm saying? You gotta trust the process. You gotta trust and you have understanding. You gotta just like my grandmother say, you learn by and by. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes like I done got places that I done like, man, and got to a point like I can look back on something and like that's what that was for. I was going right now, I didn't know what that was for, what I learned that, but right now the moment is now, that's what I needed that for. We don't know at the time when we need it. We don't know what time we're gonna use it. But you gotta be willing and open to do it. That's the thing right there. You gotta believe, man. You gotta believe in yourself to become going. You gotta be on. I'm telling you, anything that you don't know, it's gonna be tough. You're trying to learn it. You're trying to get through it. To become something, you gotta go through it. You gotta go through something to become it. You gotta be in the presence. You gotta lay in it to become. And a lot of us don't want to lay in it. A lot of us don't want to move forward. A lot of us don't want to go through it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us don't want to go through that valley to become better, to become greater. But you got to, because it'll bring something out of you. It'll make you reach deep down inside of you and bring it, because it's already in you. I'm not trying to get that woo, but it's already in you. So why just go through it? Yes, it ain't gonna be uneasy. Yes, it's gonna be tough. Again, and I'm saying I remember when I moved here from Louisiana, I had to come to Texas as a young man to stay with my dad. I came from a big family, and I got here with no family. I had to go to school with no, had to meet new people. First time I've been anywhere, I had to go through it. And a lot of us don't want to go. We want to stay stuck. A lot of you don't want to move. You're in the same city. You've been going and you wonder why you're not making it and you won't move. You make all excuses. Well, I got this and now this. My mama live around the corner and you won't move. You will need to move to grow. So you got to step out. Steve Harvey talked about jumping. I agree with him. Sometimes you got to jump. Sometimes you just got to jump for nothing else to become it. You might jump and fall and get up, Play right back what you was. It's a journey. You become, I promise you, you will become a different person. Even the failure, it ain't even failure, just trying something, not doing it, it grows you. Standing still, you will not become. So you gotta move forward.
It's that it's that thing it's that thing, Fletcher, about failure. You know, people we have this thing, and I get it. I really do get it. We None of us really, we don't want to fail at anything. As unrealistic as it sounds when we talk about it, because we know it's it's not. I mean, it's possible that everything we do won't turn out to be gold. We get that, but on the other hand, when we start on a process or endeavor, so many of us stop before we start because we've already did the calculation in our head. If I do this, it's gonna happen. If I do that, uh, give you a good example. Wayne Dyer used to talk about this story about a man who had a little cough on Monday, and he was taking Friday. He took Friday off with the little cough started on Monday. He said, I hear that right there. By Friday, I'm gonna have to take off. And Fletcher, that sounds funny, but you know what? Many of us do our life that way. Our mind, we allow our thoughts to dictate things that we should have the power to take back our thoughts, take back our mind. You are in charge of what goes and what doesn't instead of your thoughts. See, our thoughts were pre-programmed. So a lot of what you think are things that in, was placed into you from the very beginning of your life. So you have to re-examine your thoughts. Why am I thinking this way? Why am I so fearful about doing this? Why is it when I get to this point, Fletcher, I give up? See, all these things are not as black and white or as easy as saying so. So I get why many of us don't continue, but we need to find out why. See, that's a reason why some people will go through a process more willingly than others. Perhaps the way that they grew up. Some children might have grown up in a family where the parents were organized, business oriented, and that child grew up in that kind of environment. It seems as natural as walking to them. And then on the other hand, many grew up in a totally different environment. But here's the thing, friends. It doesn't matter. It does matter, in fact, in the point that someone may get to their destination quicker on a particular subject that is in a line with how they was brought up. But put them in another area, it'll take them just as long. I hope y'all get what I'm saying. You see, but here's the bottom line: we all have the capabilities to adapt, train, learn, and respond if we show up, if we're willing, if we will allow the process to unfold and we can be calm. I hope I'm making some sense to somebody out there. Go ahead on, my brother.
Yeah. This art of being, man, being, becoming. So now, I'm gonna say my life when I realized being is being in the moment. You know, a lot of times, man, I always was looking back in the past on what I should have done, what I could have done. And then when I got past that, I started looking in the future, what I want to do. And nothing wrong with going to the future, but always in the future is not good. We need to learn to be in the present. You know what I'm saying? Be
Mhm.
in the moment. You know, be here. You know, I talk about the be, do, have, be fruitful, do multiply, have dominion. The Most High said, being. You know what I'm saying? Being to be fruitful, that says that's showing your fruit that you have become something. You have planted your and being you started being fruitful, you start your fruits and started showing. You know what I'm saying? And that comes from learning something. That's from growing. That's from growing to be fruitful. That means you have grew. You know what I'm saying? That means when you growing, you start bearing fruit. Then when you start doing that, now you got to go do something. You have some knowledge that you don't want put inside yourself. Now you got to do something with it. You got to do something with the harvest. You know what I'm saying? And then once you do something with it, you start having. You start having dominion on that of whatever you learned, whatever you poured, whatever you got, the fruits that came. So being, doing, having, but you have to be in that moment now. It's okay to go visit the future, but not to go live in it. The past is the past. So to be, you got to be in the present. To be is everything you wake up in the morning to live today. If you wake up today, you being present today. You can't do nothing about tomorrow. All you can do is be better than yesterday. Do more than yesterday. Have more than you had yesterday. That's all you can do to be in the present. Be as today. And when we start being that, to be that, you have to grow. You have to put something inside you. You have to plant something. You have to do some things to have some things. That's being.
I love it, man. I love it when you said about living in the present moment because you can't become until you can appreciate where you are right now,
That's where I'm at
right
now.
here, right now.
I'll be there right now, but this is where you at now. Yes.
That's right. That's right. Is where you are now. An
Yeah.
honest assessment where you are right now. You can't move forward until you be frankly honest with yourself where you are right now.
Yep. And for me to be going anywhere else, I need to do to go beyond this, to grow better this, to be better than this. That's what it's about. Go ahead.
And you can't hurt and you can't beat yourself up about where you are right now, but you can improve on where you are right now. You see, here's the thing, Fletcher. You and I, we do this self evaluation of ourselves on a daily basis. So it's easier for us to talk about it now, but I still remember and I still experience the hurt and pain, even when I'm reflecting on myself, because I still see flaws in me that I really need to improve. But they are what they are right now. I have to practice on forgiving myself and keep working in those areas. It's an ongoing process of becoming. It's an ongoing process. And I check out your show, and one of the things you say frequently, and I agree 120%, it's a personal development thing. Everything else may have to go out the window until you lock in and accept this portion right here. Make it personal. Make it self improvement. Make it your masterpiece to become better eternally. And if you want to improve in your finance world, you got to do some inner fixing within yourself. Because if not, it's been proven time and time and time again. You say, you get a little nest egg, you start breathing above where you were, and you just go spin and burn, and you back down where you started. See, it's a cycle. And it's not just with money, Fletcher. It's not just in finance. That same cycle, that same darkness will continue to spring up and show its head until you step back and honestly deal with yourself. Take personal ownership about yourself. Become serious about who you are and fix the things that you know are broken inside you. We all have some things inside of us that are broken. It doesn't mean you're broken, and it doesn't mean they're not repairable. We can see the good in others. We can see that someone else can transform and change their life. Someone else can be better, do better, and have better. See, can you see that for yourself? Can you? Can you show up and love yourself and give to yourself enough to see it for yourself? I know you love your kids, and I know you don't want them to grow up like you, and you want them to have more, and you want them to have all this. I got that. I get it. But you can't give what you don't have. Go ahead on, brother. I don't want to talk too long.
Like you said, it's the development in you. Like you said, just like you just said about your kids. If you want your kids to have more, you got to show them more. You got to show them. You want to be different than you got to show them different. Because they see, they hear, and they touch. That's what they're gonna do. The exact same thing they seen you do, heard you do, and felt you do. You know what I'm saying? So to do that, you have to fix you. On my show, I talk about that. You know, people, I love my kids. You got to love yourself to love your kids.
That's
You
right.
got to love yourself more to love your kids. I'm serious. And we can love our kids. How impossible to love yourself, not to love your kids. Your love for you is poured into your kids. So that means you need to fix you. That's the best thing for you to do is to fix those issues with you. To be a better you, a better mother, a better sister, a better daughter, a better friend. To become that. See, we talk about these things about changing, but the human beings are amazing compared to, like you say, a dog can only be a dog. A
That's
lion
right.
can only be a lion, man. He's gonna roar. He's gonna do it. It's natural. An apple tree can be an apple tree. An orange tree can be an orange tree. But we can be whatever. We are not robots. We can take. We don't have to be programmed. We can be whatever we decide to be. We can say, "This is no. I'm stopping. I don't want to be that no more." Don't get me wrong. You got to do some work again. That's what the code. You got to grow. You got to become. You got to learn something. You got to put input into you to help your output. It takes the work, but you can be something different. But are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to grow? Are you willing to let the past go and forgive yourself and move forward? Are you willing to go get some counseling? Are you willing to spend some time meditating? Are you willing to go find your seek and ye shall find? Like Extraordinary said about the finance. See, the finance ain't no but a tool, but your habits, your behaviors cause you to mess up your finance.
Hmm.
That's what caused you. I tell my kids all the time. I say finances is just like a shovel, just like a screwdriver. You got to use the right. You can't use the flathead. You got to use the flathead or fillers. Which one you gonna use? Different vehicles to use. A certain way to use it. That's all it is. Learning, educating. Transformation is an evidence or education. You can learn anything and change you. You can grow.
Mm.
That's what it is. But you got to be a willing participant in it. You got to do the work. You
That's
got to
right.
humble yourself. You got to even see it. How do I get back? When someone tells me something, I'm like, man, I didn't. I at least give a humble myself to listen and go there. I like, let me go back and check that and see how. What did I go wrong?
And
That's
Fletcher. And you can't just settle on the fact, well, that's just who I am.
no, I done used that before too. You can, and I'm gonna tell you, Jordan. I want to tell people. I used to use that, then I would wonder why I'm not getting where I'm supposed to be. And I'm quite sure why I'm just. But who I am is the what stop. Who I am cannot go to the future with me. Who I am
You
cannot go where I'm
you
trying to go.
you you
What
you,
I want to
you
know is
who I
who I'm
who I
trying to
am
go.
kept
That person can't go.
who I am
Cannot
kept
go.
you hungry.
Yeah, that's exactly who I am. I have me sleeping on the sofa. Somebody living in somebody's house. Who I am.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We say that because we know a lot of people. We one of them. We use
Yep.
that.
I done
That's
used
just
that.
who I am. You just have to accept me for who. Well, look, I accept you as a human, but I don't accept the fact that you can't change.
Oh, you need to figure out accept you. Being that way gonna keep you where you at. You gotta accept that. Stop complaining. If that's who you are, that's where you want to be. You need to accept where you at. That you are the reason you where you at, because you are not willing to. That's the problem, and that's what a lot of people don't want to accept where they at is because of you. And I done went through that myself. I understand that, and that's when you got to get that growth. That's when you got to really look in the mirror and deal with that, what you done did, and deal with the consequences. And but then after you done dealt with it, listen to me again. You can overcome anything. That's what you got to believe. This is where again. That's why I say being present. This is where I'm at now. It doesn't mean I'm gonna be here tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. But right now, this is where I'm at. How do I get to where I want to be? That's the question.
And here's the thing, friends. You all hear us talk about these subject matters so personally and so passionately. And it may not register to you right now. And you may turn on your phone, your laptop, your computer, your television, and a rock star, a rapper, may say something similar to what we're saying, and it hits you. It resonates with you. You get it. The art of becoming is allowing yourself to receive it no matter who it's coming from. You see, so often, Fletcher, a lot of times, we can miss things that can help us because we don't want to get it from certain people. I don't want to get it from you, but you may have just what I need. You may have the understanding. You may have every ingredient I need. But we in a society, I'm mentioning this because this is where we are. We are being in an environment where we value who the person is more than we value the substance. Now, the point and the goal should be, how can I personally improve my life? And you should want it so bad. Hopefully you want it so bad. Hopefully you want to make this change in your life so bad. Hopefully you want to become who you saw yourself, who you believe you can be. If you really, really want to make that change, then this platform is one of them. The things we're saying, I love hearing it. I love hearing Fletcher say it. I love the way he says it. And then I listen to other people and I like hearing them say it too. I don't say to myself, oh, Fletcher don't have 3 million followers, so I can't receive it from him. But I can only receive it from this rock star over here. Everybody know this person, so that's who I'm going to listen to. If that's your cup of tea, if that's your tea, you're missing it. You're missing it, friends. Because change is being true to thyself, to thy own self be true. Going on, brother.
I'm sorry. All I can use is myself, man, and through my experience, through my life. You know what I'm saying? How you say you don't like to hear certain things from certain people. The person I didn't like to hear stuff was my mom, man. My mom would say some stuff would cut me, and I couldn't deal with it for a long time. and how she just said, because I didn't want to disappoint her, and when she just said, and you at the point I usually did, and she would let me know, and I didn't want to hear it. And I remember the time that I needed here. I remember she was telling me something at the time, and I was telling the mama, tell me, I wanted to hear what she had to say. I'm like, okay, mama, I'm here. Give it to me. Tell me. And she said, I can't tell you. I said, mama, listen, I'm come on now. All the time I be you telling I want to hear it. I'm ready. I'm gonna give it to me. I need your advice. And she said, no, I can't tell you. She said, because if I tell you right now, I'm gonna have to tell you all the time. And I was going to the mom. She said, you know what to do. She started saying, if you don't know what to do, you know what not to do. Them things that getting you in trouble, you just don't do them no more. You know what I'm saying? You know you don't like this. She started starting stuff that you don't like this, you don't like that. Why don't you start there? And at the right time, at the right moment,
Good.
it was right.
That was good advice.
Oh, it was perfect advice for me to say. And like I said, I didn't want to hear that, but like I say, we have people that anybody can tell you something. Like I said, you might not like some of the things, but I promise you, if you give somebody a chance to hear what they say, you can get something from anybody. If you give a moment to humble yourself and receive. Because really, you can be looking at something. That's why I call my show The Blind Truth. You can see that you think you know the truth. You really don't know. You blind to the truth. And it might take that person that you sitting there and saying that you don't want to hear because you don't like how they look or you don't like how they talk, and if you just give a moment just to hear and then go seek and go look, it might change your life. And that point that you said that this is who I am, ain't no one change me, it'll be that person to show you that's really not who you are. You've been wearing a mask all your life. That's really not you.
Yeah. Yeah. And
That's
isn't that so true, man? It's kind of scary because we walk around saying this who I am, when in fact that ain't even who you are.
yeah,
You don't even know who you are.
yeah. Don't even know who you become. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
And when you start, all these people have told you these things, what you did wrong, and you start realizing everything's been holding you back, and that thing that you have just for you that's been inside of you, it's ready to come, and really, and you open up, you can take that mask off and believe. And like I said, it's a belief, not a behavior. You push all the behaviors away and start believing and start acting accordingly, and man, you can do some amazing things. We all amazing. You call me amazing Keith Fletcher, but we all amazing. We all here to do great things, but we are stopping ourselves from doing it. Only you can stop yourself from doing it. And that's why we said the art of becoming. To become, you got to go forward. To become, you got to take the chance. You got to take the chance. You got to walk through it. Yes, it's going to be harder for most. It's going to be easier for some, but you got to walk through it, man. That's it. That's all what's about. Be, do, and have. But when you be and you become a better person, a better father, a better friend, a better husband, a better spouse, a better employee, a better, just better. That's being, then your fruits will show. Then you start doing better. You start doing more. You start doing these things that you never thought you could do. And then while you're doing those things, you start having more. You start having more things, having more peace, having more power, having more control. That's what it's about, man. And every day you wake up, you get to be better. The problem is, if you don't wake up, it's over. But the blessing is that you woke up. That's amazing that you can be better, do better, have better. That's it, man. That's the show. That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you all enjoy this type of content, you know what to do by now. Make sure you subscribe to the world premiere Word on the Streets. Take our link and share it with someone who you know need to hear a conversation like this. You know who they are. And by all means, friends, please click like and help us to grow. Help us to transform lives out there, friends, co-workers, people you love. And you don't want to be the one to say it. Just give them our link and let Fletch and I say it. We'll say it for you, friends. Help us to grow. And also, I have a new video coming out tomorrow morning. It'll be live. at 9:15, 9:30. It's called Unlearning the Lie. Unlearning the Lie. You want to check that out. It's less than 10 minutes, won't take up too much of your time. Also, tomorrow morning, I'm thinking Fletcher will go live. If not, you can always catch the many of his live on Facebook every morning on Facebook Live. Keith Fletcher is on there, spitting out some golden jewels, friends. That I encourage you. You when you do listen to him, you want to order one of those journals, whether it's Inspire My Destiny, uh, it's possible, My Life Today, order any one of those journals, friends, so you can take notes because Fletcher really be putting down some information that would help you, not just in finance. See, that's the thing about it. A lot of people, when they hear Fletcher and they think, oh, he's gonna be talking about money. No, he's not just talking about money, friends. You gotta check him out. You gotta see where he's coming from. Go ahead on, my brother.
Well, I love talking about money, but like I said, money is that again, it's just a tool. You know what I'm saying? You know how to use the tool. I remember when I wanted to do some hardwood floors, and the guy told me, get a saw. I had a hand saw. He said, "Man,
What
why don't you
happened?
get a huh?"
Oh, okay. Saying
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
froze.
yeah. He said, "Why don't you get a band saw?" And I got the saw. I bought it, took it out the box, and it was closed down. And I don't know if people know how to get the band saw, but you have to open it up and pull the thing. And I called him. I said, "Hey, man, I don't know how to open this thing up to use it. I'm read the instructions. He's like, man, you might not want to touch it if you don't know how to use it. You know what I'm saying? To do it, but like I said, the same as finance is a tool. You got to spend time when you got to get to learn it. You got to play with it. You got to research. You got to do your study. But tool is just a tool. It's not when you get a shovel, you don't put emotions in the shovel. You take the shovel, you dig the hole, you throw the dirt, you do it again. You know what I'm saying? The finance is the same thing, but we start putting our feelings and emotion and all into it, and we understand not don't have understanding and understanding that it's currency and how this currency work and who dictate. When you start learning these things and start getting the emotions out the way and understanding what this tool is for, is amazing. Like Extraordinary say, it's really not the money, it's the behavior. It's the feeling,
Mhm.
it's emotion, all that stuff you got tied into it. It's what somebody told you. You know what I'm saying? So
That's right.
yeah, so that's what it's about. But I'm on four pillars, man. Really five, but I do four: spiritual health, physical health, mental health, financial health. I believe in networking and networking and who you know. You know what I'm saying? Relationships. But them four pillars right there, the easiest one is the finance. Believe it or not, spiritual, the physical, and the mental. Those are the hardest. The relationship, those are the hardest. Of all of
Mm.
them, the hardest one, I mean, the easiest one is finances. And what to us, to a lot of us, is the hardest emotion. Putting that money in that bank, saving it. I just say you can tell y'all that, but that is the hardest thing. And it's really, you think it's the money, it's not. It's the habits,
Yes, that's
behavior.
true.
That's what it is. And you'll tell people say, "Well, I need more money than them." And you ain't fixed those habits and behaviors. You're gonna need more money. You're always gonna need more money. You're always gonna need more money because it ain't that you didn't fix those habits. That's why football players, basketball players go broke. They had all that money. That's why superstars go broke. They never fixed those habits. They never fixed how the money really worked, the longevity of money. So that's really what, like you said, what I be talking about. It's not really about the money. Yeah, I throw the things. I say the same thing that all other greats say, but it ain't about the money. It's about the habits. It's about what you're doing and your belief system and all that with it and what you was taught. So that's what we're working on. Thank y'all. You want to come check me out on Facebook? It's Keith Fletcher. You know what I'm saying? I get on in the morning. I just did 2-1 becoming a American, becoming. I mean, do you believe you can be a millionaire? And then I tell you you can, and come back with the next one. I drop one, how to become a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? So you can come check it out. And like I said again, becoming a millionaire is easy on paper or actually being a millionaire. Once you get that first million, it's easy. When you're young, it's all about time and behavior and habits. You get that down, man. I'm telling you, other stuff. I thank y'all, man. Come check us out, man. Live extraordinaire. Again, we be coming right now in front of you. We growing right in front of you. We doing this what we doing, where we came from. We actually doing what we speak. We are growing. we can do it. And it's been uncomfortable, it's been a ride, but we enjoying the journey. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Friends, remember, there's a spiritual solution to every problem. And good night, everybody. See y'all again next Thursday. Thursday, same time, same place, here on the world premiere Word on the Streets. As soon as it will play.
And that wraps up another powerful episode of world premiere Word on the Streets. We're live every Thursday evening at 7:30 Central Standard Time, and we'd love to have you join us again.
We see you in
Take
there,
a moment to
Selena.
subscribe,
Thanks
tap
for
that
joining.
like button,
You
and
in
become part
Ladiana.
of this
Happy
growing
birthday,
community.
Ladiana.
Until next time, guard your thoughts, speak only what you truly want to experience, and stay laser focused on what matters. Your words shape your world, and your mindset fuels your mission. We'll see you again, same time, same place, right here on world premiere Word on the Streets, where truth meets transformation. Stay strong, stay grounded, and as always, stay true.